a little better, I guess. Got it. Okay, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is, where you are. So please tell me if you can hear and see me okay. Sachi-san? Screen is okay?
Yes, we can hear
Yes.
you. Everything is okay.
Please
Okay,
start.
great. So I'll turn this down a bit. So this is こちらはナーダヨガの正体というか、音文化におけるその精神的にまたは肉体的な側面で。So today I will conduct this both in Japanese and English. I have requested a few things to put in the chat. So please, if Sachi, if you can do that from your email, okay? そこをチャットにつけてください。ちょっと忙しいからここで。So there is one I have put already in the chat at the top that says Nada listening. So this is basically to give you some ideas of some things about listening and it's some of it's written in English, but the links, of course, go to music, mostly music. So どこで始まっていいか、まず私は講師としてどういう背景からこうしたことを紹介できるようになったというか、それをまず短く見てもらいたいと思って。So to do that, I'll have to share something here and make sure I have, let me get something ready here. Here we go. So I'll have to do this share here. To take a step. Whoops. Whoa. This is not the proper one. Sorry about that. So go back to here. Here we are. Let's do somewhere else. Okay. To show get this right. Yeah. Okay. This is the one. So I'll be sharing something with you here. Take this down. Go to share from here.
すいません、一つ聞いてもいいですか？
どうぞ。
セッションの前にもうファイルをチャットで送ったっておっしゃってましたよね。
どなた今話してるかな？
ごめん、アレックスです。
Alex, I don't, let me see here.
I think you were,
yeah.
Okay.
So I did send one thing. It should be in the chat box there.
So that one does not save. So unless everybody was here, we cannot see it because we were not in the session when you shared it. So if you can share it again, we would appreciate it.
Okay, that particular one is for your use afterwards anyway. So thank you, I appreciate that. Let me go on with this. And once again, Sachi-san, please share those, what was it, 3 or 4, I think 4 files I sent you by email. That would save a lot of time here. Okay, I think you can probably see this. So can you see the screen photograph is coming through? Great. Thank you, Alex. You're going to be my go-to girl here, I think. So this is my studio next door, but lekin to Hindi, Japanese. 今日はスタジオの方が道に近いで、ちょっと車が多く通っていたから、こちらの部屋に移りました、今の部屋。Just some, so there's a poster there from a concert in India. I've had many programs in India, and that one was for the US Embassy in Bhopal. So I studied piano and music theory. ピアノと音楽理論のアメリカで、6歳ぐらいからピアノするから大学で音楽理論とか、そしてその後日本に来て人間国宝の山口五郎先生に尺八を稽古になった。So then I came to Japan and I studied shakuhachi from the living national treasure Yamaguchi Goro. And after that, I went to India, and this is in Sri Lanka. I studied from this professor in Sri Lanka for a short time. And then I met my main guru of Indian music, who is Pandit Ganesh Prasad Mishra. Lucknow, he's in the Bhakani Music College, but he's from the Banaras Gharana. So, 主にインド音楽の稽古は声楽として、このバナラス流派の家元のそれから音大の学長ともなっていたガネシュ・プサッド・ミシラから、5年間そこにインドの大学と行ったわけですね。So then while I was there, I was very privileged to live with Sudhir Varma, one of the two disciples of the greatest tabla person of the 20th century. You can ask anybody whose name is...
Sorry, Tim Sensei, sorry to interrupt, sorry. Right now, we can see your folder, not the photo.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, so I hope...
Folder with many photos.
Sure. So
sorry.
Let me go back to that then. I'll try to share again. So
and everyone, all yogis, please, Tim Sensei is not that much good in technology. You can tell him you cannot see or like that. And I think this is very good opportunity for all of us to understand not only practicing daily yoga, but to understand different dimensions of yoga also, including Nad yoga. So please enjoy this session.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So I think the photograph is coming now.
No, not yet. So please double click that.
You have to share the photo after you enlarge it. So if you're doing, you have to restart the sharing button here and just choose that photo after you enlarged it. You've enlarged it.
Okay, so I need to get rid of a few things here. Is it coming now?
No.
No, not yet. Can you unshare it once? Yes. Now please double click that photo which you want to share.
So which for that I need to also...
It's actually a slideshow you want to share, right?
Yeah.
So once you open that window, you can choose from the second. So once you click the share screen button, you should have two options, and the second one is advanced. So on the advanced, you can choose that only one window and choose the window with the photos.
Okay. So yeah, I will close this other one and hopefully this will go. Let's try to share. So I think this will take us there. How's that?
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you, Alex.
So again, this was my studio, and I'm in a different room now, and studied shakuhachi. Shakuhachi no keiko go 1970年代。それからスリランカでシターと声楽を半年ぐらい。その先生にこのガネシュ・プラサッド・ミシュラ先生に紹介されて、その後にインドに5年間の古典声楽の大学でもコース、または先生の家でいつも勉強した。And also I studied from Sudhir Varma tabla. He was also professor of tabla in the music college. I lived in his home for almost 4 years, and I was so blessed to have these things come together all at once. So who is this? Who's this guy? He looks like Albert Einstein. まあ、アルバート・アインシュタインに似てるけど、本当違う人、まあ、電気ギターをやってるから。けど、この言葉はアインシュタインが言った言葉。So this is actually the quote from Albert Einstein, even though this is a lookalike. If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. So, まあ、物理学者じゃなかったら私はおそらく音楽家でずっと言って、私いつも音楽のことで考えて、その中で生きながら、音楽の作品として自分の生涯も見てるわけです。We can say the same thing about Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci first was a bard, 吟遊詩人。ダ・ヴィンチさんの最初は3年間は吟遊詩人で、ルートを弾きながら即興歌いでニュースを出したりとか、伝説なを歌い上げたりとか。So the role of sound in general and music in the discovery of so many things that we don't normally see. So we can use our eyes also here to connect music and language. This is in an Institute of Mentally Challenged in Visakhapatnam, India. So 知的障害者施設でたまにそこで、まあ、そういうワークショップをやったりして、これでローマ字の A から Z を使いながら遊びをしながら、それで結構いろんなことが一緒に発見できるわけです。そしてこちらはまあ、古代インドまたは古代中国によく使われる五段のこのパンチャブータ。So here we can see the five basic elements, and with those are the senses that go with them. So from the bottom, it's smell, taste, and then it's sight, and then touch, and finally sound at the most abstract area, which is emptiness. So それで音は一番抽象的なつかみにくいところにあるから、言葉でまたは目で確認することはほとんどできないから、音の探検を通じて親しくなる。So finding the connection between India and Japan in sound, even in language, Banarsi Shailim and Mili, Japani Kavita. This is Japanese poetry in Banaras style of vocal music, fitting nicely is what it says. So it's natural because Japanese and Indian languages are very much in the sense of grammar and the use of the syllabaries and the long and short vowels, all sorts of things. They're fitting together so nicely. So for example, this is from one of my notebooks. This is a Buddha Bhajan that we performed in a main temple in Sri Lanka. And so the idea of bhakti is also very deeply connected to music. So here in Japan also, we had the honor to perform these things at Koya-san. 日本の高野山でも、まあ、インドとスリランカで演奏したものを、ここで日本でもそういう披露する機会に恵まれました。So where else was sound going to take us? From our birth to our death, the first things that we know about outside of our mother before we are born, we hear through the sense of sound. So the dog barking, etc. So 生まれる前からもう外の音に親しくなってくる。生まれたら、ああ、それはうちの犬だとか、無意識に分かるわけです。So this is gerontology. 老年学。年取ってしまうと、老人になって、それの健康と歩めることを専念すること。So Dr. Abdul Kalam, his first and only visit to Visakhapatnam was for this conference, and our NPO was very instrumental in the organization of this. Also music therapy here in Japan, in the Japanese University Hospital, Guma Daigaku Byoin de. そういう音楽療法と両国の音文化の関係はどうですかということですね。このナーダヨーガはそれでわかりますね。例えばこれがタブラの右側だけです。 それで、なーだ、よーが、なーだ、よーがと、実は6拍子となっちゃうんですね。In Japan, also, if we say Kyoto is 3, right? Not Kyoto, but Kyoto, Kyoto. そして、Kyoto, Kyoto. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. そういうことが日本とインドが共通してますから、その感覚があるっていうのはとっても有利ですよ。So, we who come from the West, we do not have this advantage. So, in my language of English, there is no real true long and short vowel difference as far as the time that's used. So, そういうことがあるために、インドの音文化とか、そういうナーダヨガとの親しくなることは割と楽になると思います。So this is for environment. So this was the chairperson of the IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change of United Nations. 国連の気候変動委員長さんの施設で2回も発表させていただきましたが、そういうふうに音が自然環境と、それから社会問題とかとどういうつながりがあるかと、そういうこともおかげさまでインドでよく皆さんが理解していますね。Then we can connect it to nutrition. So in my part of Japan, Guma Prefecture, 西グマにはこんにゃく、ネギ、シイタケ、名産物ですね。それをインド料理に使って、Japanese hardware, Indian software, Indian spices and tastes and aromas with the Japanese products. 同じように、和楽器ってインド音楽が、和楽器がハードウェアとなって、インドの音はソフトウェアの部分。当然、そういうハードウェア、ソフトウェアでは、それぞれ日本とインドは得意となっている。要するに、目の文化がハードウェアに近くなる。耳の文化がソフトウェアのように見えないところの連想とか関係がある。So also in, for example, Singapore Management University, to give a presentation on sound is time is money. So 音楽っていうか、これはお金の関係じゃなくて、要するにtime is moneyとみんな言うけど、実は時間というのは音の次元ですね。空間が例えば space is for objects, time is for sound. So how to manage sound in a timely manner, not the money, but managing the sound itself. So this kind of cross-professional applications help us to understand. This was also an international management conference, and the winner of the best paper was from India. And he sang in Hindi. I just accompanied him on the Japanese koto with the cello bow. We had no practice, didn't need to, and it was just such a joy to have that kind of opportunity. So everyone should know about SPICMA-K, Society for the Promotion of Indian Culture, Indian culture, music among youth. So there is now a Japan chapter also. SPICMA-K の日本支部が2年前にできたけど、COVID なんかの関係であんまりいろいろ進んでないけど、ぜひそのSPICMA-K を検索して見てください。This I have, it should be in your chat box. This was an interview with NHK. So これは20分ぐらいだけですけど、そこでいろんな実例を出しながら、日本とインドの音がどういうふうに関連するとか、そして向こうでの国際学校でのいろんなことがこっちに書いてありますね。そこのチャットに入ってると思いますけど、それがNHK のそのものを開いたら、クリックをすれば、そのリンクにクリックすれば、音が聞こえる。So also for charity concerts for Japanese children after the major earthquake done by the children in Chennai, we helped them to collect many high school students from all of Chennai, and they contributed thousands of dollars. It was quite a large amount that they could raise in one program because many people got behind. So, 在日インドの高校生たちが日本の子供のための大地震の後の支援公演を起こして、そこが何よりも素晴らしいことですよ。So with the Japanese culture, we are playing Indian classical music and the shakuhachi also. And actually, the koto is more versatile for Indian music than any Indian instrument. そういうこと。Most famous Indian musician has said this. Ravi Shankar さんもそういうことを言いました。何の楽器よりも日本のことが万能にインドの楽ができる。ここでバチを使って三等式で演奏している。これは実は総理大臣の演説直後で、もうちょうど11年前ですね。バングラデシュの多分の方で、和楽器でアメリカの人をやったりしているとか、やはりインドの音が世界的に訴えるヨガがその一つで、その中のナレヨガもあります。そして出版物も日印関係でいろいろやったりして、in your attachment for Nada Yoga listening, I have included 2 samples from these young artists. This is Sandeep Mishra on Sarangi and Rishi Mishra singing, his father and another fellow. So please do listen to those. So we're not going to be able to do much in our short time. この時間でほとんどあまりできないと思うけど、そのおすすめの音楽をまず聴いて、そういうふうに平和的なというか音楽を静かな音楽でもちろんそれでいいですけど、それと音と静寂との対比とか、それから流れる旋律メロディーでしょ。ナーダということはもともと流れるという意味ですね。フロー。だから川もそうですよ。風もそうですよ。風景を見れば山が例えば田舎の風景こうなっています。町に入ったら縦の関係のものがあるで、それが分けてあるという、それはデジタルという意味ですよ。分けてあるのはデジタルとアナログというのはつながってるから。声はこのような抑揚をつけたりするから、I am not here today とかそういう話し方しないですね。そういうアナログの世界が今、コンピューター技術なので、デジタルみんな言ってるけど、デジタル持ったものの意味が分けてある、つながってないという意味で、録音を細かく聞いて分かったら、CD とかを聞いたら、音がこういうふうに切れて、インドの歌の先生、初めて CD を聞いたら、そういうことすぐ言いましたよ。So we can hear in digital technology that the sound is not really connected. This is one of the projects we have done. We took a very famous Japanese folk song, translated to Hindi, and we could discover a few things. One short example. 実例として、明かりをつけましょう、ぼんぼりにと歌ったら日本語で12111すべての音が入る。ヒンディ語で歌うと、アカシャディーパジャライエとか、その間の伸ばせる長母音が入るという、それなのに言葉の数が少ないで。This is very interesting. あまり詳しいこと言えないけど、今時間ないですけど。純粋に何かをやってみるときに気がつくうちにいろんなことに気づく。これはラビンダー・マリックさん、日印インド社会の我々の第一長老というか、とっても尊敬される方。彼は日本の民謡の名手だし、あとこの来日公演に日印交流年2007年に10回目のこの公演がこちらでマリック先生と一緒にできたんですね。 それうちの先生と家族の CD を JBC から出していただいて、JBC からも興味があった。そして我々のここで、グルジーが日本語で俳句を歌ってます。2つの俳句。松尾芭蕉と、それから夏目漱石。そこに野坂恵子先生、第一人者でした。亡くなりましたけど、2人とももういないですか。So these two greats of India and Japan, the vocalist from Lucknow, the koto player from Tokyo. On the listening samples, I have included one short, very short sample called Meet Ainan, who helps feed the hungry. And you want to listen to that. それを聞いて、そしてYouTube 開いたら、下にある説明も読んでください。こういうようなことが、社会の貧困とか、食料不足の特にも日本とインドの演奏家たち、共同でもう亡くなってから役に立つこと。なんていう、本当に不思議なことですから。まあ、いろんな賞をもらってるけど、これは、例えばスリランカの先生たちが、シンガラ語で、スリランカの言葉で日本の詩を歌ったりして、一緒に参加したりしましたですね。スリランカの支援講演とか、スリランカも今ちょうど困ってますね。スリランカ is very much in trouble, along with Ukraine. And I feel this so deeply that I really wish we could do something right from where we are. This is a very nice thing that was said by most famous classical vocalist of North India, Barigulam Ali Khan. ちょっとも超有名な演奏家がこういうこと言った。If every family in India had produced a musician, there would have been no partition. 要するに1947年から8年からインド大陸が分かれて、その東パキスタン、西パキスタンとインドと、もしすべての家族には真剣な音楽家が入っていれば、その国は分裂しなかった。私これ信じています。Because I know I have been back and forth Pakistan and India working with the musicians and administrators in arts, etc. There, they totally love each other through the music systems. And people also, they're listening to the same music, kind of music, and singing the same kind of thing. So again, this is how important is sound. We don't see it, but it's everywhere, and it's inside of us, and we have to learn how to project it, and also how to understand what we have and understand what is available elsewhere. So time is rolling along here. A few terms used in general that apply to this. For example, of course, heart, mind, and body. Heart is inside the chest. The mind is sort of inside the head, but not really. It's already outside, but the body is totally body, right? So then you have, for example, mantra, mandala, mudra. Most of you know these terms. How are they different? Very simply, mantra is no dimension. There is no length, no breadth, no width of anything. There is nothing to see. Whereas mandala is a two-dimensional form, visual form, and mudra is a three-dimensional form. So we can quickly approach very deep things with our eyes, first of all. For example, through mudra or statue, if a standing statue is that sort of thing, and through visual arts. But in Indian culture, mantra is esteemed much higher than these other two. こういうことは本当そうです。マントラ、マンダラ、ムドラの3つの中で、間違いなくマントラの方が、力があるように、そして、まあ、そういう神秘性があるということは事実ですね。そして、グナドーシャの話で、グナ、these three situations that we need to keep ourselves. For example, tamas is stability or ante すること。それから rajas は activity, 行動。サッバは consciousness and 意識。この3つのことが揃っていれば最高。なってほしいけど、いつかね。そして、if we say Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. So Brahma is creator, Vishnu is the protector, and Shiva is the one who destroys and restarts the cycle. You have Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha in Buddhism. And here you have, again, this idea of abstract and concrete. 具体的なものはもともとブッダでしたね。でも、ブッダより重要なのは何ですか？ダンマ。そのためにいました。And then the Sangha, that is again a physical form, the 仏法僧の僧ですね、僧侶。そのように、どこかからの具体的なものから抽象的なものが生まれて、それがまた具象の中で生きるという。こういうことも音楽とすれば、その発声とか曲をし始めたら、そこから体と楽器を通じてやっていますけど、逆に後の方はラス、バーブ性ラス生まれる。9種類のラサがあって、その中の5つが音楽に適してある。その後の4つ、そうではない。なぜか、長い話ですから。それから、クリスト教だったら、Father, Son, Holy Spirit。神様、それからその息子のクリストと、それから今度、Holy Spirit が、聖霊ですよ。だから無形の神から形にある人間の体のもの、そしてその後の成果というのはその抽象的なもの。これが音のやり立ちと、その経過と。もう一つ、rhythm, melody, harmony. All music has rhythm, even if it's free rhythm. Rhythm のない音楽はありません。自由リズムとなったらリズムがある。太鼓のものとか、それでも音楽。旋律のある音楽はもう大半というか、9割ぐらいでしょう。それからハーモニーのもの、おまけに入るか入らないか。ハーモニーが入ると大きく変わる。そのリズムとメロディーの方は植物のような属性。話長い。省略します。そしてハーモニーは動物の属性がある。It's a very interesting subject, but not for today. Another thing that very much resembles Japan and India, it came from India, and it's the most important aesthetic principle in Japanese arts. 何でしょうか？日本の方々に聞いて、日本芸術文化の中の最も重要な概念というか、お花にも使う、能舞台にも使う、衝動にも使う、毒にも使います。それは上波球、which in India is Vinabit, Madhya, Drut. So Vinabit is slow and large, Madhya is faster and more compact, and Drut is especially fast and compact. So Johakyu came from the dramas that were performed in China that had come from the Kutch area of South Asia. This is back, many centuries ago. So the point is, there are so many things that lead us to see that Nada yoga can be a direct development between India and Japan. Up until now, that has not happened. Think about yoga itself in general. It came first to the West. It came first to, you can say, Britain and to Europe and America. And from there, it was introduced to. Music also. インド音楽はインドから日本に来なかった。インドから欧米に行って、そこから例えばラビ・シャンカラを通じてビートルズの関係で知られてとか、そしてそちら経由で入ってきた。でも、このナーダヨガのことは、日本はその 開発の時点で立って、できることはたくさんある。私みたいな第三者にお任せするとは絶対ダメですよ。So it's so important to have this possibilities for making this connection. So I don't know if anyone has attached this other thing for me. No, not yet. So I really need to concentrate on my presentation here. I will try to get those in there. One thing is an essay in Business Economics magazine in India. So Business Economics 機関誌にインドでは一応インタビューされたそこの話が最後の段落は文化的開発のことが2人とか抱くことが直接その共同作用が何よりも望ましいですよ。第三者が途中で入ったりいろんな協力するのはいいですけど、そこが実は無関係なもの、私みたいに日本に結婚で長くいて、神様とグルーと相手、妻というか、それはインドの舞台でよくいますよ。私のソサイティのは、この第三のことで、God, Guru, Garwali. So, if you think about this also, God is overall everything. Guru has a circle of people, and the Garwali, in other words, the mate, is a one-to-one relationship. So this is also like global, regional, and local. And if you leave out the regional, there is confusion. The direct connection. So, その真ん中のことはとても重要ですよ。Okay. So, the practice of Nada Yoga, there are so many ways to approach this. As you know, just for your information, you know what the tambura is. It's back in the corner there. I would just go like here. It's not properly tuned because I had no time to do that. And I also have a smaller one for traveling, which even now I don't use very much because I have electronic tambura sound. This is much smaller. And again, it needs to be tuned. But so this is the most important instrument in Indian music because it gives the background. So インド音楽は絵を考えたら地平線とか水平線があると同じようにこの楽器がそのところをちゃんと地盤とかなってくる。それがなかったらBut anyway, it's like Rabindranath Tagore has said, the Indian raga is like a long night, unbroken night. And we don't change the tunings in the middle of the raga. We finish that, then we go to something totally different. So behind me, the most versatile instrument, as I said, for Indian music, which is this Japanese koto. And so I want to have a look at that. But first of all, you probably want some ideas on how to practice your own Nada yoga. Where to start? It's a very, 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 very big subject. If we say, for example, these are things that many of you know. Of course, there are 7 chakras, right? The Muladhara and the Svadhisthana and the Manipura and the Anahata and the Vishuddha and the Ajna and the Sahasrara. So these are from 1 to 7 from the base of your butt to the top of your head. So そこには1、2、3、4、5、6、7というか、そこがインドの解明で言うと、サレガマパダニササニラバマガレサ、そこにも当てはまることは可能です。なぜかというと、 you have the lower the sound is, the larger the vessel. So, 低音っていうのは大きなものから出るですね。例えば、トゥーバ、ボンボンボンボンボンボン、と、フルート、and the violin, of course, cello, bass, the sound is lower the larger it gets. So, the vowels also are like this. 母音は相対的な高さがある。一番低いのはどうですか？あいうえおの中の一番低いのは誰か？誰でもいいですよ。Anyone, you can unmute yourself and tell me which is the lowest of the 5 vowels in Japan and India. A, I, U, A, O.
おかな
Oh, it is. Oh, it is.
おで。
Yes, O is the lowest. And so if you're going to do an exercise, like one of them, it can be done standing up or it can be done sitting down. When I'm sitting, I have under me rather high. This is ofuro stool, right? So I use that so I can have the stability of Padmasan, and also Vajrasan. So Vajrasan is in Japan Seiza. Seiza no jakten wa 2つある。もちろん膝がだんだん問題となる。それとも横が安定してない。前後がしっかりしてある。そしてこの三角の例えばパドマさんがちゃんとするとまだこの完全に安定してない。お尻を上げるとこの三角でもっと安定する。そう朝をやれば立ってやった方がいいですよ、実は。So you can do this with, I will put this up here just for. So if you raise your hands up above your head, and you want to start with the highest vowel from here. So the highest vowel is E, the lowest vowel is O. ですね、E, A, A, U, O. 逆にすると O, U, A, A, E. So if you want to start here with, actually it's best to start low because especially in the morning, your voice is not ready for a high sound and you should always work your way up. So let's do it that way. So you can start with your arms down by your side and just go, for example, oh, we put the tambura on here so we have some sound too. You cannot speak and sing in the same time period. 話し声が一番歌には障害となるから。So, this is at B flat. 女性にとってはだいたい G か G sharp か A が歌いやすいと思います。男性はだいたいせいぜい B、それから C sharp D ぐらいが一般的に声が出しやすい。いや、今日は楽器で B フラットで両方には使えると思います。私、古典声楽をずっと教えてましたが、特に女性の傾向はその一人の安定している音からやってましたが、まあ、とにかくwe're going to do it sitting down here. So if we start like this, put at the side. Oh. Oh. For example, or if you start at the top, after you have worked your voice into shape, もっとあと、ウォームアップができたら、上で始まっていいですけど、さっき言ったように演奏の時は、私は必ず1時間前に話し声を使わないで、だから、今困りますが、ちょっと見せるためですね。そして、もう一つは、こちらの目と耳とそれを全部閉じる音を聞くのは、今日は簡単にだけにするか、こちら耳だけを閉じておくと、その音、自分の中の音を聞いていくことが、一つの大事な過程ですね。最初は何も聞いてないと思ったら、そうでもない。よく聞いたら2つのものが出ると思います。1つは超高音で声で出せられないようなことですが、それは神経。肉体の中の神経が、それがもう電気みたいに動いている。そしてもう一つはもちろん動脈と、そのドン、ドン、ドン。こういうことは半日をかけてエプソムソルトのタンクに入った。そこはエプソムソルトというものを入れて、ちょうど体の温度のお水を入れたら、お湯というか、そしてそこでそのエプソムソルトが入っているために完全に浮かぶ。下も上もいけないで、そして耳をその水の中に入れて、ちょうど聞いておくと、そういうことはとても、瞑想その通りですね。あと、そして結局、もうチャットにつけておきましたけど、そのlistening のところに書いてあると思いますね。そこで listening to soft music every day, somewhat. So please read that. It's in English, but very simple. And also do try listening to this. And my nephews who came to Japan, you saw the flyer. そのチラシに載ってた若者のうちのインドの家族の、もう今ベナース・カラーナの第一人者のこの若い世代に古典声楽なんですが、その2人のものもよく聞いてください。ただ、単線という一番有名な北インドの演奏家ですね、歴史の中で。その方が残した曲が、今現在の活躍で、また第一人者たちが古典音楽の歌をしています。言葉わからなくてもいいです。ただ言葉の母音関係を聞きながら行くわけですね。時間が短いで、せっかくこの最も古い古典音楽の弦楽器が琴ですよ。もともと中国のジェンというんですが、同じような楽器。韓国にもベトナムにもこうした楽器がありますが、なぜインドの音楽に素晴らしいか。ちょっとだけこれで。まず、目で見て、これはレゴ、音楽のレゴといえば、レゴを作って建物を作るとか、このように、例えばここ、さ、に、だ。この2とだの間は全音だから倍の結構遠いですよ。近いのは半音で、この全音半音の関係が例で見てもわかります。So this is actually Tantama in the below top, which is the same as the Western major scale. So one low pitch or the same. you can hear the drone here, maybe too loud. So the instrument is alive. If it gets warm, the strings will stretch. If it gets cold, the strings contract. So we listen to it like a child. 赤ちゃんと同じように声をよく聞いて、どういう具合とか、演奏しながらもう G が少し動いたりとか、それも音の意識をより鋭くするわけです。例えばこれが、So we can do that with our fingers or we can do it with something else. Let's change something. So if I want to play this with a glove, I'm going to get the sound of the vowel. 言葉と音楽が一緒です。母音の音を強調すると柔らかく音を出すために、or if I want to play sharp, I can use these hammers. サントゥールと同じようですが、サントゥールより上の楽器、なぜかというと、これですよ。That's possible. And that is analog sound. Analog sound がないと、古典音楽には、実は厳密にインドのラガとほとんどなりにくいですよ。そしてもちろん。So we can also use cello bow. Hindi go to cello means let's go. So I was thinking, I want to play with a bow. So cello bow say cello. So we can get the effect of sarangi, other things. If I put rhythm on here also. Just a demonstration of how this thing is so versatile. And I can also play Iranian music or Arabian music. They use more Shruti than in India. So for example, take this and go. Besor de wa nai. It's what? That is from so that's just one. That's just some small example. One other example here before we wrap it up here, and that is, this is the shakuhachi. This is my main instrument. これが一番よく長く使っている商売道具ですから。これは実は笛だけではなく、さっきのこういう楽器のことで尺八でできますよ。So if I put this here, and I would say, for example, さっきのfoot. And do that with here. So or any tau. This was rupak, or of course 3 tau or jap tau. So right, jap tau. Etc. So the versatility of the Japanese hardware put together with the completeness of the Indian software. This is what we are demonstrating through music and the very basic, for example, practices in meditation related Nada yoga. Of course, music therapy uses raga chikitsa, uses therapy using the different intervals used in ragas. So the scope is very broad in this. So any questions? I have many questions all the time. So let's see. Thank you. とても音が気持ちいいです。Say thank you. Actually, if we had a real nice kind of sound setup, it would be especially enjoyable, I think. So I see. Please download the files from this link. This was from from Ashutosh. So are those the files about that I had asked Sachi-san to paste?
Right. So we have updated in this folder so that everyone can download it.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So pardon the jumping from here to there and back again. But I hope you can pick up some things also from those things in the files. They will be useful for you. And see our website, I will type that in here for you, for the Indo-Japanese Music Exchange Association, www.ijmeka.net. Yeah, so that will take you to the Japanese site. And then there's an English site that isn't updated, but there's a lot of information there too. And also the YouTube, and there's a Facebook page for the Indo-Japanese Music Exchange Association. So I was the founder 33 years ago, but there are so many people who are doing great things through this kind of connection. So if you find something interesting there, please, you can pursue that. And yeah. Anything else from the gallery? 何かの質問とか?
Thank you, Tim Sensei. Please, 皆さん質問とかあったらぜひ聞いてください。I think this is 今日はちょっと新しいことをトライしました for our International Day of Yoga. And I personally felt it was very difficult for me to understand. I mean, I know things, then also it was difficult for me to understand. But I felt if we can have some live session where all yogis can touch the actual instrument, and that would be really good. Maybe in future we can plan something like meditation session with Nad music. I think I felt like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to present here, and I know it's unfortunately it's something most people haven't heard about, especially in Japan. Now, let me say something. Japan is a land of Senmon Shugi, where people are very focused, and that's why they make very good products, right? But it also doesn't allow for seeing the things that are surrounding that. So Nadi Yoga is a very, very huge part of Laya Yoga, the Kriya Yoga. And if you want to think in, first of all, about Patanjali's work, he was first of all a linguist also. He translated the Astadhya of Panini. So these three names, Panini, Pingal, and Patanjali. You want to see those three. Okay, the first one is Panini, P-A-N-I-N-I. And the next one is Pingal, P-I-N-G-A-L. Sorry, I can't see my keyboard here. P-I-N-G-A-L. And then, of course, B-A-L. Come on. And then you have Patanjali, of course. So I worked for a time with Manju Bhargava, who was the Fields medalist. 世界第一人者の数学者だったですね。もう10年前ぐらいに。その方はタブラの伴奏も私の演奏もしてくれましたが、実はクリステン大学の数学の先生で、彼はまあザキル・フセインの弟子なんですけど、ザキル・フセインも読んで、そこで一緒にまあ講座を開いたりした。So his father was a Sanskrit scholar, and his mother was a South Indian vocal guru. So you have language and music, and he sees and hears symmetries everywhere. So Indian mathematics, honestly, it came from linguistics and it came from sound, because Indian language is only sound. It's not kanji, right? So this is the connection is so crucial. And so I hope people will pay more attention to that, that side of the equation.
Have you wrote something in chat? Panini,
Pingal, and Patanjali.
And Patanjali. Let me write it here.
Yeah.
So Panini is the person, the sage who actually standardized Indian language.
Sanskrit, yeah. He wrote
in Hindi.
Amazing. And all of the writings are done in meter. They're all poetry. And even mathematics was studied in meter as poetry, all subjects. So in time, putting sound in time, and then making commentary after. That's the way of publishing in ancient India. So these three guys, then Pingal was the one who worked with, again, binary numbers, and we say shikaku in shigaku ですね、しとか。そこの節の長さです。日本だったら五七五とか。実はインドでは何とか3つを合わせたら何でもあるわけです。理論的に。それも音楽に同じこと。何万の音階も考えられます。もう時間あれば一つずつ紹介できますけど、32,848。でも、それはややですが、難しいって言ったら違う。 分離型のことはインド文明の強いところですね。物事を分離して、to make a systematic structure for any kind of study. So that it's really the secret of Indian knowledge, I believe, is to be able to work in sound and to connect. First of all, Panini it was a grammar. You know, in Japan, there was no grammar up until the Meiji period. 中村はじめが書いてことですけど、明治時代は日本では文法がなかったんですよ。ほとんど体系的ななかったです。まあいろんな、例えば音楽でも音楽という言葉もなかった。能楽とか、時技節とか、尺八本曲とか、別々としての扱いで、統一した音楽理論の一つのもなかったですよ。だから、this is the big difference between China, we can say East Asia and South Asia. East Asia is very visual. They have worked with the kanji and other things for so long. And South Asia is very oral and vocal, you can say. So I'm like Indian now. I'm talking too much. Sorry about that.
No, it's a very nice session. Alex also gave comment that her husband is not here. Maybe he understands more about the music theory. So, okay. Thank you, Tim Sensei. Thank you very much. 他何か質問なければこれで終わらしようかと思ってますけど、よろしいでしょうか、皆さん。
Oh, so let me say just something about Alexandra's commentary there, that you don't understand music theory. That's okay. But if again, if you can understand the intervals like we showed on the koto here, and the intervals, the arrangement of intervals, if you would see in a Lego blocks, making Lego blocks, you could see these things. You can't see that in the sound world, but if you use an instrument like a koto, you can. And that's the difficult thing about any kind of theory. And music has no matter. There's no substance. So an instrument is not music. A musician is not music. They are the tools of music, of course. So that's the challenge, I think.
Right. We got one more comment. It was very soothing and nice information. First time for me, and it induced interest in music and its scope in various fields. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you. Yeah, so I also thought same actually. Nirupa-san, same feeling here. ありがとうございました。またゆっくりお話と音楽を聞きたいです。みゆきさん。Thank you, みゆきさん。ゆかりさん、とても興味深いお話でした。ありがとうございました。Yeah, thank you, ゆかりさん。Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let us plan some more session with Tim Sensei in physical way, and so that we can interact more. So,
yeah,
thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. So, and again, make sure you see our website, and pardon me for being in the middle of all these pictures. It's not my intent. I was working, if you read that the last paragraph of the business economics essay, you will see I am not trying to be the star here. I don't want to be the star. I would like to see more young people of these two cultures and other cultures maybe to be working on this stuff. But do see our website and listen to some samples and think about things. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Sopo Sensei also said, comment Tim Sensei, thank you so much. The sound of koto was really beautiful. Thank you for sharing the knowledge and lots of files too. Yeah, that is very good, knowledgeable content. Please go through it. We have shared this link with you. So download it and please read it. Some documents are in Japanese, some are in English, and one audio file is also there.
Yeah, so that's the audio file of my guru singing. They're just the clips. It's only about 2 minutes. They're just taken out from, he is singing parts of 2 different haiku with that top koto artist of those days. So it was a epochal, very historically important thing. And let me say one more thing. In New Delhi at IIC, India International Center, I've had many programs there, but one we had 2 artists from Japan, and we had my guru Bhai there, and we were singing in Japanese and Hindi, and they could not tell when we were shifting from one to the other. And also I said from the stage, it's easier to sing Hindustani music in Hindi than in Japanese than in Hindi. And people would laugh. But after the program, they said, we understand. And the Japanese ambassador was there also at that time. So again, the sound is maybe the most convenient bridge between India and Japan.
Right.
Nice.
Most welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Tim Sensei. So, korde owarashi tai to omottemasu. Thank you again. Thank you very much. Thank you all yogis also.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you.
ありがとうございました。あ
Thank
り
you
が
so
とう
much.
ございました。
ありがとうございました。
Don't touch my mustache.
Thank you, Tim